For those who are new to the channel, my name is Nick. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I sincerely hope that by the end of this video, you will have subscribed. A cursory glance at the daily overall markets for the top 100 shows a sea of green. At this point, everything appears to be going well, but volatility is the main problem we will face because we know that this week will be tumultuous, particularly as Friday approaches, which I shall discuss in this video. However, the market appears to be doing well thus far. Every coin is up a lot. Avalanche is up 11.6% on crypto. Comms, while we are up more than 22.6% on DOE. Arbitrum is up around 12.2 and has moved up 17.8. CoinCrow is up roughly 18.2%. Again, there have been some notable rises overall, and I haven't even included all of the ones that have increased by double digits. But if we look at the real market capitalization of cryptocurrencies, we could see that the coin market capitalization is at $3 trillion. In fact, just this week alone, the number has risen back to the $3 trillion level by more than over $400 billion. The weekly candle close is approaching, and it appears that we may close at some quite bullish levels, so this is actually extremely exciting. As of right now, Bitcoin is up almost 4 points, or nearly 6%, and up roughly 5 points, or 12%. It's not too crazy there. XRP has made very little progress. It's less than 1%. Well, it's about 1.41% now, but nothing too crazy. However, if we look at the top 500 gainers over the past 24 hours, we can see double-digit figures, which is very exciting stuff. The gains are also slightly more significant, which is nice to see after such gloomy and depressing days in the cryptocurrency world. Given that the majority of these gains are only bounces off the bottom, would we now become overly enthused about them? No, because it's up almost 23% today, for instance, on DOE. The past month has looked like this. The 1-year period looks like this. This is a good beginning, but we still have some work to do. We must now remove some of the earlier highs before we can truly become extremely optimistic, which I will describe in this video as well. At around 30, fear and greed are sitting there, but nothing major. Here, we're still at some fairly serious lows that date back to about September. Furthermore, we already know what transpired in September. I thought it was the same exact deal. For instance, we were experiencing significant sell-offs. I believe I could quickly demonstrate that to you all on this chart if we move to Bitcoin. So let's go back to the previous year. This was in August then. I take it that this was September. Therefore, September wasn't really very bullish. We actually hit a low of roughly 52.6 and were merely sort of bouncing off the bottom. Everyone believed it to be over, you know. The same wick was visible here once more, but we now know what transpired next. Will we now experience the same upward trend? It's dubious. For us to truly hit, we still have a little more work to do. The old coin season index is still at around 15, but the same trend is there here, and what we are really searching for is simply removing some of the earlier highs. Thus, the Bitcoin craze is still going strong. When we examine, for example, the Bitcoin down short well over 61+%, this becomes quite evident. However, I do believe that the beginning of this cycle's formal season is drawing near. Well, we've been hearing that, and, nothing has happened yet. I'm aware that many people will respond. I understand. It irritates me. It's annoying. Hearing the same thing over and over again is boring. It will take place. It will take place. It will take place. However, I want you to understand that we haven't yet reached that old season, portion of the cycle, and that many of these old currencies are still up significantly. Just be aware of that when it does occur. According to several of these charts, the prices we are witnessing today will at least 5 times higher than they are currently. It is not implausible for a 10x to 50x to occur outside of the top 50. We've witnessed that numerous times. In a recent video, I discussed how Chainlink, for instance, made 100 times as much money off of lows from 2019 to 2021. Many antique coins that did the same thing as Chainlink exist. One that performed a 50x is Hedera. Once more, the gains vary every company, but this is due to the size of their market capitalization or the amount of money they have already run. Once more, technically, the ROI decreases with market capitalization. Apart from that, though, I did publish a piece yesterday on the events that will take place this week. It's not so much about positive news or anything like that, I said, but I have a hunch that what is announced on Friday will utterly rock this market. No, it's more about the topics that will be discussed in relation to cryptocurrency. However, Jerome Powell will also be providing us with some updates. I stated that since it's not just about the crypto summit, volatility would undoubtedly be at all-time highs. In addition, Jerome Powell is scheduled to give an economic lecture early in the morning. As a result, stock markets will already be open. Additionally, Jerome Powell's address was scheduled to include an economic update. Therefore, be ready for strong fluctuations in the market on Friday. Therefore, don't get your hopes up just yet until we see what occurs on Friday, even though things are looking quite bright right now. The major focus will be on Friday. Furthermore, Friday is currently less than 24 hours away. So just be ready. All right, it's not clickbait. I want everyone to know that the market will be impacted by what we hear from Jerome Powell and what we hear on Friday. It's that easy. Additionally, tariffs have been a topic of much discussion. Jim Cramer is currently speaking on tariffs. He claims that he does not believe that a trade agreement will be achieved to end the current tariff war. This could therefore be the opposite of what is expected, namely that a deal will be made. If we are basing our conclusions on Jim Cramer's previous conversations, so once more, just be ready for Friday. We survive Friday. We'll be all right if we get through the weekend. That's all. Avoid making snap decisions. Don't become overconfident. Avoid becoming overly sentimental. Simply try to unwind. Avoid making snap decisions. Pay attention to Friday's events because I believe it will be a significant day for everything, including finance and cryptocurrency. I think you'll be all right if you just attempt to get through Friday and the weekend. Now, since he posted the dollar, I also mentioned on X that we are close inside a blockchain backer. For those who are unfamiliar with the relationship between the dollar and cryptocurrency in general, when the dollar declines, it becomes bullish for stocks and cryptocurrency. In essence, it indicates that you're less exposed to risk across asset types. With the US currency breaking these levels, for instance, it might be an investment class. For instance, I've got the US currency open here. For some time now, I have been describing the US dollar. When we were beginning to move up to the 1,618, I gave this path. Although we didn't hit the 1,618 exactly, we came very close. I was anticipating this on the dollar. I'm looking at the macro lows here, correct? We're now searching for the lows to be removed from the macro lower high. We want to remove something low down here first. My target region is down here between 95, nearly 96, and around 98. If we're being really particular, we want to break out this low on the weekly basis, followed by these lows, so we want to see something like 100.6 and 100.15 broken totally. That is a significant demand area. If we go all the way back to March, however, I just want to show you guys that whether or not you were present in March 2020, it makes no